Book 1, Bazur's Plot, Chapter 55, Bazur in Noctwale. We had been walking from the top of the other side of the mountaintop, and nobody was found in the trail. We reached to the top, and we could see further away than normally from the trees. The scenery looked calm. It was hard to believe that there was an evil wizard somewhere there spreading fear. Capriena appeared and spoke to Tara. We were all so close that we heard the discussion. Capriena said, "He's here. He's in the Fifth Woods aside right now. He just came with 2 of his army members. He's actually on the trail coming to Noctwale. You know the village that is very dimly lit due to those big trees around it. It will take him 30 minutes or so." Tara stood still for a moment. Tora Morbians will be here in a moment. Can you get Capriena, a couple other Capritors, and take Myriats and me to Noctwale? And then the rest of you, can you continue to scan and progress there where the woods start down there? It would take you about 15 minutes. Until the woods start right there. It would take you about 15 minutes. I hope Tora and Morbians will not be further away than that. And then elves, you need to hide somewhere out there. Before she continued, I said, "Tara, I need to come too, since we need to uncurse the army members, but also I can do Vespera's freeze. And I was wondering, do you still have that magical cape thing that made me invisible too? It is too small for Jack, but it did cover me totally." Everyone was tense now. There was not too much time to lose. Capriena looked at us. What if we take now 5 minutes and you 2 scan as fast as you can do and walk. Then, Jack, we leave you with elves. We need to keep you safe if something happens to Sarah, so you can help awaken her. And me and few Capritors will take Myriad, Tara, and Sarah to the village. If Tora and Morburns come, ask them to come, but very quietly and not to revealing their presence to Bazur. Jack and I started to walk down, scanning as fast as we could. We could see Capriena taking Sylvessa and Eleven down already, helping them with this descent. This was not a difficult descent, but it was easier to the medicine elf ladies to get a ride than run down themselves. I found 2 creatures and a couple and 2 Capritors, finally. A Capritor whose name I did not know took the smaller creatures down with him and Tim on his back as well, while the 2 Capritors somehow managed to follow him. Tim did give them many doses, more than normally he gave anyone. Tim was supporting the 2 very confused creatures to stay on the ride on the back. Fortunately, there were no more found, just those. Then, what felt like forever, Tara said, "It's time. Tora is not here yet with Morbians. Sarah, here's the cape for you. And let's go to Noctwale and see where we can hide the best. Jack, are you all right with this? Please scan still to the bottom of this hill so we don't have to come back here anymore. You will have time to do that, but go hiding after that. There are only 2 army members, so we will not risk both of you there." Jack did not look happy, but his words did not reveal that. "Yes, I fully understand. I will go into hiding with the elves and the new awakened ones." Myriads, me, Tara, got up to Capritors and we were off. It did not take long to arrive to Noctwale. I had to put a cape on, and I had put already the cape on, and it looked like the Capritor I was holding on was just himself running. Tara changed almost the color of the Capritor he was riding. She was like she was merging into the background, even more than usually. It seemed that she could be somehow doing that more intensively, and one almost could not really see her at all, like translucent. I'm sure that was one of her unique magics. She was amazing like that. We were riding fast, but suddenly Tora and Deepclaw pushed to our side and passed to ride side by side to Tara. I looked back, and Stonehide and Garnock were running after us. It felt good. Capritor started to slow down when the first houses came to view. Everyone was being as quiet as possible now. We were all huddling together, so we would not need to make any unnecessary noise. New Capritor popped up from the woods, and he spoke fast. He's still only with 2 army members. He's about 5 minutes away. He's very suspicious and walks very cautiously. Everyone nodded. I took my cape away and from my face, and some jumped since I appeared in the middle suddenly. Sarah, said Garnock. Tara said, yes, we need her, but she has my magic cape to help to protect her. However, I think we hide Sarah in the woods so that you can see those army members and do the uncurse to them. You are able to move without seeing them seeing you with that cape. But do understand that you still can be heard and smelled. Morburns, you need to swoop the awakened ones to hiding, and Capritors, you need to keep Bazur separated from those 2 army members with the arrows. But only if it comes to that. If army members stay behind, let's not uncurse them at all, since they will reveal to Bazur our existence. I will go do that, what I can do to close Bazur down. And Eireker, are you really sure? Are you really sure you are going to taking the risk trying to scare him? Eireker looked at all of us and said, yes, like Aboriginals say, it is a good day to die if things go that way. However, I truly believe he's going to be just scared. I will not use my best magic, and others do not do magic to him, so he's not understanding you are around me. I will try to only scare him today, so we have mental power over him. He will start to make mistakes. Capritors, arrows would be very welcome, but only if the situation calls for it. In that case, please send as many as you can also to him, so he's not observant that I'm actually living. Thankfully, we meet here in the dimly lit Noctwale. It will give us advantage. Tara whispered, let's go now. Garnock, can you take me and Sarah to the other side of village and then go hiding as well? Garnock held me on. I pushed my cape back on, and we were off before I could wrap my arms around Tara. I did not know where others were, but that was not for me to worry. Just before the houses started on the other side of village, Garnock stopped, let me and Tara get off, and disappeared somewhere. Tara whispered to my ear now, if you are here, can you hear me? Crawl under that bush. See how in the middle there's a little hollow from the ground. Go there and make sure your cape is on properly. And do not freeze curse him unless it's absolutely necessary. And do the army uncursing if it looks like Bazur made us. If not, lead them uncursed. Here, take that. It will mask your smell. I nodded. And Tara disappeared too. I crawled under the bush and waited. I thought I was really not going to get out of here that fast. Fast for sure if there was a problem. This bush was, the place was very tight here. But also, who could see me here? I was also wearing cape. I kept looking at the trail and listening. The woods were really quiet. Everything seems to wait for something. Even the wind was holding its breath. Nothing was moving. My heart was pounding. Everything was super still. Then I saw something. There was an older-looking man walking very slowly, listening on every step toward the village. He was very, very cautious. He walked like he thought that there were landmines or something hidden in the trail. He was listening and looking around with his eyes. They looked like pig eyes. He was a smaller size man. Older, like earthy-looking way, maybe 70 human years. And he looked smaller even since his shoulders were like hunched over. He had long, frizzy gray hair and beard that was going all directions. I could almost feel his eyes gauging over me, and I held my breath. I know he could not see me, but he was very scary. He was not a pretty sight. He was holding a wand, I noticed. Okay, so I wonder if Bazur did not know how to do magic without a wand. I was making a mental note that I needed to ask others' opinions later. It felt like forever that Bazur finally made it past me. I saw the 2 army members, huge, massive Moorbairns, walking very slowly behind him. But they were further away. Clearly they had been ordered to walk behind him. Moorbairns were looking blankly forward, almost like they were stoned or not in control of themselves. Well, if they are cursed to obey him, they are actually not themselves. Bazur took a couple steps and was about a meter past me in the trail when Moorbairns started to be close enough. I had not silently done uncursing, but it was time to learn. I started to do uncursing. Nothing happened. I felt panic rising inside me. I took a silent breath as silent breath as I could, and kept my eyes on the 2 Moorbairns and started again. I changed my focus to the bigger one and started to only uncurse him, one at a time. He started to blink. Yes, I knew instantly that it was working. This was good, since it was not sure if the same awakening uncurse would actually work on the army members. But clearly it was working, since the eyes were blinking and the huge Moorbairn was starting to react differently. I continued for a moment, and then I concentrated to the other after the bigger one stopped moving and was looking around in a puzzled way. The second Moorbairn started to blink his eyes too, and then total fury started. I continued to stare at him when everything started to happen same time, trying to make sure he had been awake enough for Moorbairns to handle. Oh no, I just realized I uncursed these 2 Moorbairns. I hope I did not screw this up. What I was thinking? Clearly I was not thinking at all. I saw an arrow fly between Moorbairns and Bazur. I guess Capritors realized I uncursed the 2 Moorbairns. After all, arrows started to fly everywhere, and I saw Eirik gliding in the middle of the dimly lit Noctwale village, and a super loud echo voice was bouncing on the trees, saying, "Bazur, you betrayed me. You cursed me. You tried to get rid of me. I have come to revenge." Arrows were flying all over, however, very cleverly making more space by every arrow between the 2 army Moorbairns and Bazur. I saw on my right 3 Moorbairns running to the 2, and obviously they could not just carry them away due to their size. But it almost like it, since they took the 2 awakened ones by their arms and started dragging them behind the corner and trying to calm them down. It was clear that the 2 army Moorbairns did recognize them, since they were more puzzled looking than actually hostile. I turned to my left and thought came to me. Vespera said, or I think she said, that freezing felt like cold. So what if I do quick freeze unfreeze, so it gives more effect for Eirikker's show and hopefully makes Bazur back off faster. I did not have time to think more. I stared at Bazur intensively and started to chant in my mind, freeze, unfreeze, freeze, unfreeze. And I saw him unstiffen, and every time he unfreezed, he looked more afraid. I froze him once more and then unfroze him and waited. I saw him wave his wand and he was spinning and then disappeared. Nobody was moving. Nothing was happening. On my right, I could hear some crumbling noises faintly, where the moorbears were. After a while, Tara walked in front of the bush where I was hiding, and I could hear her say, "Get out, Sarah." And she was walking to the Noctwale village. Garnock also came back to us, and Tikko with a lot of Capritors. Tara said, Capritors got a message from Fume folks that he reappeared to his cottage. Eirikker looked very sad. I was hoping he had not figured out how to do magic traveling. He was very unpredictable with that. What I do not understand is why he did not come here through magic traveling. Or maybe he does not do it for his army members. That would suit his personality, since he sees everyone in lower value than himself. I think he got scared. He looked petrified. I looked a little guilty and said, I might have something to do with that too. I did use Vespera's freeze curse on him, but I did freeze, anti-freeze, freeze, anti-freeze fast, so I was hoping he would just feel coldness in his body, and therefore he would think you are dead and make him feel cold because of that. Everyone looked at me and I started to feel panicked. And then Tora started to laugh, and then slowly others joined him. He managed to say, well, that explains why he did not pay attention to anything else. He probably does not know that we uncursed his two big moorbairns either, since he was just experiencing the Eirikker ghost who was out to get him with some special effects from Sarah. After laughing for a while, I managed to say, you're not mad at me then? Others stopped laughing slowly, and Eirikker said, no, your curse on curse was basically just making my performance better. It seems he does not know we are here, and he has no idea we have been uncursing Myria creatures, so you did amazing. I looked at Garnock beside me with his big strong furry figure and asked, where are the others? Garnock replied, Deep Claw and Stonehide are taking the awakened two moorbears back to our tribe. It is not too far, so it should not be taking too long. It is better if they are there. They did gain consciousness pretty well, so the travel should not be too hard, and our tribe will keep an eye on them and help them to recover. Thank you, Sarah, for giving me a remedy bottle. However, I think my cousin ate it at the end, but I managed to give both of them some before that. Tara nodded and said, yes, we still don't know that Bazur is able to curse or message the army ones somehow, so it is good that they are recovering with our pack, especially since there are no stronger creature here than moorbears. Capritors moved a bit, and I noticed them, and I jumped, scaring them. I said, you guys, you were the best. Your arrows, you perfectly split Bazur and moorbears from each other. That was so amazing. Others started clapping. Tora said, yes, that was something next level. So superb. Thank you so much. Capritors, who normally were very hermity, only spending time among their kind, were plushing and looking at trees and looking emotional. There were plenty of emotions running on their faces. Capriana bowed and said, "Thank you for your kind words. It was actually really fun." Tara also said, "Your superb skill will be still very useful when we go to face Bazur. That will not be today. Well, hopefully. But we will meet him in the Six Woods for sure." It was nice to see all, well, most of the capritors with us, and see them so happy and content looking. Tara got up and said, "Well, he will not come likely today. It will not be sure, since he's able to do that magical traveling, but likelihood is low. We should get on with this day and rescue mission. I'm sorry to stop us enjoying, but we need to get others too. They are still hiding and worried." "Oh my, I had forgotten them," Tara continued. "Sarah, can you start from one end and go around the village, scanning and awakening whoever you can find? Myria, can you do the camp where the north end of the village is, but find a good place with Garnock on the woods side where we can say, let's not stay in the village, woods are safer. And can you, Dora and Tico, tell others they will come out hiding, and if Jack could scan the way here." I said, "There's a couple awakened ones there as well, so maybe Garnock could help to transport them here. Also, Sylvester and Elvin could use a ride." Garnock looked at the Myriads, who nodded. Capriana stepped forward and said to Myriads, "I help you to find a good camp place and set it up." The rest of the capritors disappeared to the woods, and a couple followed Tico and others, and everyone was gone. And with that cue, everyone split to their tasks without looking back. I walked few steps to the house on the left and thought to make a round of the village counterclockwise. That was today's chapter. How did you like that? Please comment below. And remember to subscribe and share the Myria love with everyone. And thank you for listening today. And see you tomorrow. Bye for now.